Hello everyone, it's Ethan from the Orlando Tours. Today is Wednesday, February 21st, and it's very windy out. We have just parked at SeaWorld Orlando, and they've invited us out today to check out an early view of Penguin Trek with the construction hard hat tour. So let's head into the park and go check that out. We've just entered through security, and now let's get suited up with a hard hat and a vest for our construction tour. We were also just here on Monday for President's Day. We didn't film, but we rode some coasters and had a blast. Go check in. So we have our hard hat here, and we're about to enter the park. I'm all suited up. As you can see, we're all suited up with our constructive gear, our PPE and everything, and getting ready to head over to the site. If you're looking for Penguin Trek, you're gonna head past Manta, straight back to the old Antarctica area, and you'll find the attraction. It's not officially open yet. This month, pass holders can pick up a free sticker and water bottle holder at the Coconut Bay Traders. Over here, we're coming up on Penguin Trek. We still have some construction walls. This was the last piece of track to be installed on the site just a few weeks ago. And this layout looks really fun. It's a family coaster opening this spring. So here we are, spring 2024. And you have Journey to Atlantis, which recently reopened from a little refurbishment. So it's good to see that the attraction's back open as well. Here's another angle at some of that track right there. And we're about to go in the Antarctica area, which is actually currently walled off with construction walls. We have a new little pizza stand right over here. We're about to head in.
How's it going?
Doing good.
Good. How about you?
We're now in the site. This looks amazing. So they have had the land currently closed off for a while. And this is kind of where the main exhibit is, but I believe this is a new gift shop they're working on. This looks really cool. They're building a new structure over here. Here's a look in the area of the current gift shop. It's actually got some construction covering over the glass doors, and we have some cinder blocks. And we have a construction vehicle to move those cinder blocks right over here as well. Some workers down there with some construction vehicles in the whole land over here. They're doing some really good hard work on the site. So we're just waiting over here, and we're gonna get some, we're gonna go on a full tour of the site in just a few minutes. Next to the structure over here, I actually noticed some stuff on the board over here. If y'all want to pause the screen and take a look at that, we're gonna look closer for you. It's really neat though. Alright, let's head around.
Everybody heading a little bit deeper into the construction area.
So it's the same Antarctica land that we had before, but they're making some renovations in here for the new attraction. This is really cool. We're gonna have a new entrance. They're working on the restaurant area over here. Some of the signs are missing right now. Then we have some site plans over here for the track and everything else. The indoor portion.
Good afternoon, everyone. There we go. All right. How we doing? I'll go ahead and get started. Again, good afternoon. Welcome to Antarctica. This is our newest attraction, Penguin Trek. We're so excited to have you here today. We're going to give you a construction tour, give you a little behind the scenes of what's going on, what you've been seeing over the fence and through the fence and from the sky and everywhere else that you can see it. Now you get a little bit of an inside look. So we're excited to share that with you. Where we are right now in the project is we've come quite a long way outside. You've noticed that all of our track is in place. We're doing a lot of work inside, so you haven't been able to see a lot of that progress. So we're happy that today we get to show you how far we've come inside. Along with the Penguin Trek ride, we're also taking one of my favorite places in the park, Antarctica, and we're bringing it back to a refreshed, a beautiful state, really embracing this area of the park that I love so much. And you've noticed that we've done some demolition, which really actually opens up the space a lot more. As you look around, you'll notice that guests will flow more freely through this space. We're going to have more seating for our dining here with shade. And as we walk through this, I'm going to point out some things. To your left that we just walked by, and we'll have an opportunity to take photos if you didn't get them on your way in, is the new exit retail store. So our ride will have, in addition to Glacial Collections behind me, a new exit retail store. And I didn't know you invited your friends in a helicopter, just on time. But yeah, a new exit retail store that's going to be themed along with the ride. The theme of this ride has a very expeditionary feel. So imagine we've had Antarctica here for over a decade now, and the explorers have had some time. They've built things, they've moved in, so we're a little bit more established in our outpost. And so what you'll see in the theming is, in addition to all the ice, the glaciers and rocks and things that you're used to in Antarctica, you're going to see corrugated metal textures, what you think of as expeditionary structures that are built into the ice and onto the ice, and so they extend what's happening inside to the outside. So all these new things that we're adding are giving you that additional feel that brings this whole place back to life, and also just refreshing all the ice and the scenic that you see around. So you're really going to have a sense of place when you come here. The exit retail that we just came by will be the end of your journey. So we're going to, on today's walk, we're going to walk through the realm. We're going to go under the track. We're going to go inside in what we call the show box and walk in reverse out of the queue and end up right back here. We'll do a little Q&A with myself and my friend Connor Carr, who is somewhere around here. And we'll do a little Q&A, answer any questions you guys have. And along the way, as we make each stop, just like right here, I'm going to give you an opportunity to walk pretty nearby, take some photos. We have a few folks that are here just to keep an eye out for your safety, but please don't wander too far, and know that we are going to stop in a few places. You'll have more opportunities to take photos in all of these areas as we go around. So with that said, a little bit of a safety brief. Please watch your head and watch your feet as you're walking through here. This is an active construction site, and while everyone except for some of our hardscape folks have gone home for the day, they've done a great job of cleaning up, but right before you got here, they were hard at work doing their job. So this is very much in an active state, and it will be again tomorrow morning. So as you walk through, I want to ask you to pay special attention, like I said, to watch your head and watch your feet. And then also, some of the areas that we're going to walk through are very narrow, and I'll remind you this again. But please don't reach out and be careful not to brush up against any metal or anything like that. You're going to see rock work and things where we have lath and tie wire and things that are sharp to the touch. So we're asking that you're very mindful, especially as you're looking through your cameras, to watch your surroundings, okay? It's my utmost concern that we keep you safe and get you home just the way you came in. So with that said, we'll give you just a few minutes to walk around and look at this whole area. And I will be over here just to my right side by Expedition Cafe, where we'll talk about our new bar. So we have a new walk-up bar that is frozen drinks and craft beers and other offerings that is going to expand our popular Expedition Cafe, along with an extra market. You may know it as having 3 markets on the inside. We're adding a 4th market. We're doing a whole refresh to make it come into the world that we're bringing you, like I said, with the retail. So I'll be over there to talk about the bar and answer any questions you have while you take some photos, and then we'll pick up and go to the next spot under the track. Thank you.
So it looks like it's going to launch out of the building. You can see the whole layout. We're going to follow it around. We have our new buildings on the site as well. And here's a look indoor of the buildings. They're inside. We have the load station and everything. You have some stairs, maybe for employees. You got a couple indoor portions right there. And then it launches out here and continues the rest of the layout. You have your gift shop stuff over here that he just talked about. This is where the Coke Freestyle machines were, and they're adding a new walk-up bar and another addition to the cafe. So more food options for you guys. It's going to be really amazing. As you can see, we're waiting some new Penguin Truck signage. They're going to keep most of the same entrance over here though. So here's the cafe that we're talking about. That's getting a little food expansion, and they're going to have a new bar. And we're going to head over to a new spot under the track and get some views for you. We're going to be going inside soon, seeing some other cool angles. Looks like we have a lot of greenery going to go in soon with the dirt. We have some cranes. This is going to be the brake run right over here, and this is the launch. We got a whole active construction site over here. This is really neat. We've been getting views like this very recently, and this is a whole new perspective on this whole closed off area in the park. And we have some concept art over here for what the inside's gonna look like. It's really cool. We're about to talk about this in just a few minutes.
All right, everybody, welcome to Stop 2 on our expedition today here in Antarctica. So here, this is the track that you've all been seeing from outside of the fence. We're so happy to show you what it's like. This pathway that you're on today connects you to Pacific Point, where you can feed the sea lions. And back on the other side is Voyager's Cafe in the main part of the park. So this is a pathway that was previously existing, but now, as you can see, there is so much more to see as you go on the penguin track. This behind me is Launch 1. We have some images here I'm going to refer to, but Launch 1 is where you escape the icy barrel inside. So you come out what we call the show box, you launch at 31 miles per hour into this turn. It's an awesome view. I think it's going to be a great experience for guests both on the ride and off the ride. It really adds a lot of life to this area. And as you can see, we're starting to plant our landscaping out here and adding to the plant palette that gives you a little bit of a mix of what is adjacent to us at SeaWorld Stadium and the more evergreen palette we have here in Antarctica. So we're blending the areas as they all come together. To my left here, as you see, where is it? This is not the one that has the launch on it, so I'll refer to that when we go back inside. I apologize. But these are some of the images that we're going to see as we go inside. This is concept art for all the rock work and the scenic that you're going to see inside the building on our next stop. But you'll see on the launch coming out, our next stop will have us on the inside of the launch. So you're going to see what happens just before you fly out of the building. Some of the big things we want to capture in this view is what you see as you leave the station. So we'll walk you by this in just a moment, but here you have great lighting, so I'd encourage you to take photos of this. So as we leave the station, we're going to see where our explorers have stopped. This is about as far as humans have gone on that journey. Now we're going to be on our snowmobile train, so we have a special little extra edge with our transportation, and we're going to cruise right by this. And after this, we're going to have a huge vista view where we get to see the penguins in their natural habitat. Now the look and feel of this ride is entirely different from what we had before. You may remember from the previous ride, we were on a journey with Puck, who was a character that we created to symbolize, that birth and growth of a penguin in the wild. But here, the theming is very natural, and it's about us as explorers going out to see penguins in their natural habitat. So the look and the feel and the textures, everything we're doing here is to create that feeling of an expedition with real penguins in their real environment. And as you well know, this will all lead you to our habitat, which is a world-class representation of a natural penguin habitat. So as you go through this, we're going to go to our next stop, but before we do, I'll give you an opportunity to take a look at all the track from the inside of the site here. So feel free to wander a little bit, please don't go too far. And again, I'll be here to answer any questions you have before we go inside, but your next stop will be on the inside of the launch.
So like he said, we're going to be launching at 31 miles an hour from the building. You have this turnaround here. This is the brake run right above me. And then over here, you're going to go through the site, and it's going to go through that back half of the ride, and it's going to return this way through that banking onto the brake run. As you can see, some of the track is still awaiting the installation of netting, so that'll be in there soon. Stay tuned for future coverage of the project, but all this track looks amazing. It's going to be cool to walk around this area when it's officially open, see the trains flying all over you. It's going to be really awesome, and we got the new plants going in as well. So here's another look at that bank into the brake run right here. We have some construction stairs over here, but we're about to head inside and get another perspective on the project. Here's a look at that sign, but let's head indoors. And this is the brake run, goes all the way down the building over here. We got some workers over here, lots of stuff going on though, on the site. Here's a look up the launch, that looks really sick. But let's go indoors. We're now heading indoors, a little bit darker in here. Inside some of the show scenes. It's really interesting, there's a lot going on. This looks really neat. Got a lot of sculptures going in place. Some rock work installation will happening soon. We got some outlines for different props to be installed. And we have this black track over here, which is the indoor portion, so the track blends in with the scene. It's really amazing. It smells like paint, which you're working on the project a lot, so. Yeah, they're pretty far along with some of the set theming. It's gonna get really crazy in the next few weeks in this building. Shows you the sense of scale that some of these show scenes are going to have as well. This building's huge.
I warned you it was going to be treacherous.
So view up the launch.
So, as we said before, this is an indoor-outdoor ride. You start out in the station as you begin your expedition, and the first place you the first place you dispatch into is over here, just behind you to my left. So that area I was showing you with the snowmobiles, and where we are today is basically right here. So if you see this U-turn, it's a little cut off from the rendering. But on the right-hand side, that's where you've made the entrance into this room. So you've gone just past those snowmobiles. And so at this point, you are farther than anyone's gone on foot, right? So you've made it here in our snowmobile train. And where you stand today, it's going to be a giant screen. So if you look beneath you, you're going to see kind of a piece of tape on the ground that resembles where the screen is going to go. So this screen is nearly floor to ceiling. It is massive. And so the view that you see as you come around that corner gives you a huge vista view. So you've been inside of a rock tunnel, and you come out and you see this huge opening in the rock, and you're looking out into the ice, and you see the horizon and the penguins, and it's a beautiful view of the natural environment of the penguins. Now, this is where it gets a little scary. So as you see right here where I'm pointing to the lower right, as you made that turn, things start getting a little treacherous, and so you'll see warnings of falling ice, and the ice is looking a little bit unsteady and uncertain. And so you'll go into a little bit of a quick dive and turn into this dark area, and you'll come back around into a quick escape to where you're getting into a narrowing tunnel, and you're seeing things get scarier and scarier and scarier until you launch right out. And so it's a really cool environment where we've come around the corner, we're seeing the penguins in what really appears to be real life, and we're coming around. We've made a dark journey into the cave, and we've come out and launched safely and had a great time all the way back to the station where we re-enter the research station here at Sea Station Antarctica, and then we exit out, and you'll have an opportunity to see the penguins in their natural environment here at our exhibit. So after this, we're going to proceed to the queue. We are going to walk through it in reverse, so you have to use your imagination a little bit. But as we go through the queue, what you'll see is things that we posted in our renderings before, where you're going through Sea Station Antarctica, the kind of things that you would want to see, as you're on your journey, and you're seeing different groups who are doing studies of the environment and the penguins and all these things that we go to explore in Antarctica.
This is a look up the launch out of the building. So this is going to be the turn out of the station. You're going to see a big screen here, and eventually it's going to work its way this way to the launch. And it looks like there's a launch before the main launch. Here's another look at some of this concept art that he was just talking about. These show scenes look amazing. Here's some more that turn where the track connects over here from the indoor track to the outdoor. It's really neat. And we're standing on the floor where the Antarctica ride was. This is crazy.
Right. And you did the circle around it, and then where the launch exit is where the big.
They show her a picture of it.
Another look at some of that track over there. Looks like over here is where there's going to be a little bit of a banked turn on the inside where it's going to go into that launch. And they have some theming already covered up, so that's pretty cool. It looks like this part of the track is going to have a little dive over here, a little trip. You can see some of the rest of the show scenes. Here's a better look at that dip and dive that it's going to do. It's really cool.
Up and over the track on a scaffold bridge, I assure you it is checked every day. But if you've never been on scaffolding before, it will be a thrill ride. So it's only about 6 or 7 feet high, but it will wiggle as you go over it. So I ask that you take your time. Please let one person go at a time, and we'll just to give you a orientation on where we're going to go. So as we walk over that scaffolding, you're going to go along the unload side of the ride. So we're going to be in the same place that everyone gets off the train and walks out, so opposite of that launch and dispatch area. What you'll see above you is a bridge that'll take you to the launch side, and we're going to go down that exit ramp. Underneath that bridge, we'll do a quick turn around and come back. You're going to see an area where the penguin reveal window is. If you remember that from the previous ride, it's a wonderful spot, your first impression of the penguins as you come off. And then we're going to take a quick turn because we're going to reverse, and we'll go through the queue. So today you're just going to see more like core and shell of what's going on in the queue spaces, but there will be a lot of theming, and of course lots of hand railing, so you can do lots of switchbacks and admire it all the way down. And then we'll pop right back out where the entry to the ride portal will be, and then we'll go over to the Penguin Wall where we started and have a little Q&A session. So if anybody wants to have a conversation again with myself or Connor, just let us know. So please watch your step. One person at a time on the scaffold. Here we go.
On the ops guy, clicking one person at a time. Also, hard sailing. It is. It can be a little bit smoother if you're not used to that.
Here we go.
Looks like this is the queue where you load the ride, part of the station. These are some of these shotgun gates they have over here before you enter, and we have a whole catwalk up here as well, so it's really cool. And this is going to be the dispatch panel. This looks really amazing. I love the coloration of the gates they have. And this is where it's going to come back into the building. It looks like we have some cool lighting over there, so that's really neat. All that lighting is really neat. Looks like this is going to be the maintenance barn right next to the brake run.
3 trains.
And then the other side of the station, we're on the exit platform.
2 maintenance rails there.
Looks like there's going to be a switch track for it to go into the maintenance bay. And this is where the track meets again for white to black. And the black helps it blend in indoors. But yeah, this is amazing. This lighting is all for the maintenance bay. It's just a reflection of the blue sheet. So it's just things in the wall. Yeah, this is where you'll exit the ride. You're going to go down this hallway and into the Penguin exhibit.
Yes, we'll have ride photo. So you'll see ride photo redemption at the exit retail.
Okay.
So there's 3 trains,
All right.
and all 3 can be on the track at the same
I
time.
think I see you, Bill.
18 riders per train.
I love how everyone's taking so many photos.
Transition between getting on the train. What was the height requirement?
42. So riders at 42 inches will require a 51-inch companion, which usually not problem, 3.5 feet tall. But other than that, up to 51 inches, they don't need a companion. So here we're going down the exit ramp.
51 inch.
We're going to walk by the Penguin reveal window. Please watch on your right side. There are some delineator cones with bars there. Just to make sure you do not lean on those. Stay on the ramp as you go down.
Looks like we have the lead car for the train in the station. This is the one from IAPA. The rest of the maintenance barn does look pretty neat. Still going down the exit. I'm assuming this wall is going to have some kind of theming or an actual wall installed. We're going to keep going.
Yeah, right around the corner.
And we're eventually going to go through the queue in reverse. So this would be really cool to see. I think this is a maintenance room, possibly a future break room. There's a little chilly in here because this building is attached to the Antarctica exhibit. There's a lot of work to be done in this room though. All these rooms over here as we head into the queue. Like I said, this is an active construction site, so this is really neat. A lot of stuff going on over here. So I believe we just walked through the queue and reversed that part, and we're about to get an interview. Here's a view of farther down onto the site with all that coaster track. It looks beautiful. So yeah, we're about to do a Q&A session, so we're waiting to start that.
So my name is Connor Carr. I'm a ride engineer for United Parks and Resorts, and we work on and we assist in work on the design and construction of all of the new rides at all the SeaWorld, Busch Gardens, and Sesame Parks.
All right, so my question was, with the old Penguin ride, the temperature in different phases of the queue was carefully controlled so that by the time people got to the penguins at the end, they weren't like in hypothermic shock from going outdoors. Is there anything similar happening here to help people adjust to the temperature difference?
Yeah, so we have paid attention to that throughout the design of this ride. While you do enter in a different location for the coaster, when you do come out of the exit, you rejoin the same queue that people who decide not to ride the coaster and just want to go see the penguins will ride. You do go through a similar batching process in there into the penguins, so we do still make sure that the care of our animals is at the utmost importance, no matter what we're doing around them or any modifications to the attractions.
And so there is a way to see the penguins directly bypassing the roller coaster?
Absolutely, yes. There is still a penguin viewing experience for those that may not want to ride the coaster. We care deeply about people being able to see all of our animals, and so there is an option for people that may not be a coaster fan, unfortunately, which is what I would say. But if they are, if they do want to just go in and have a nice walk and see the penguins, there is still an option to see the penguins without going through the coaster. However, then everyone that does decide to ride the coaster will also exit through penguin viewing, so we do still have that experience. The whole ride is about going to see penguins, and so you can't end that without seeing penguins at the end. So that is still very important to us.
I might have missed this, but is there a pre-show?
For the coaster, there is not. The queue will have theming in it. You will be walking into Sea Base, Sea Station Antarctica as you go through. So it will just be a more themed environment as you go through the queue and you board the coaster and you ride. We wanted to focus a lot on the on-ride show. So that is that show box that we just walked through a lot of our show, and instead of a pre-show, we decided to really give that experience a lot of our focus, along with the ride experience afterwards, and then while maintaining the penguin habitat at the end. Yep.
At what point do you see penguins? Do you see them in the queue? Do you see them on the ride? Do you see them after you get off?
So our penguin colony, you will see once you get off the ride, as I mentioned. For those that don't want to ride, there is still an option to go see them. But everyone that exits the coaster, once you return to the station, the exit does take you right through penguin viewing, and that is where you'll get the opportunity to see all of our animals.
Is the big screen showing the big reveal of like the vista of the penguins? Is that a actual footage or is that CGI of penguins?
It's a combination of both. We did put a lot of care in there as accuracy. You know, our job here, both with United Parks and Resorts and SeaWorld, is to give our guests the best experience and to take them to those real world places that they may not be able to go. We really want to be able to give them those experiences that do exist on planet Earth, but obviously, as you know, not everyone can make that voyage down to Antarctica. We want to be able to take them there and show them kind of the beauty of our planet. And so with that, there was a lot of care and attention put into the crafting of that video, using both real footage and implementing some to make it a little bit more exciting experience, and obviously those different nuances that come with building an attraction. But the goal is realism, is to show them really how incredible and beautiful the environment that we're trying to take them on an exciting adventure through is.
Is there an estimate when you're going to start testing?
Testing is ongoing. You know, a construction project like this is a very fluid process. You know, I would say that you could define testing at any point, right? You know, we're always testing the clearances, as many of you saw when you walked by the maintenance bay. You know, we do have 3 cars of 1 full train sitting on the track in the maintenance bay, obviously testing fit up and things like that. So we have begun that process, but right now it is a very fluid process for when, you know, there may be one making its first run or first course around the track.
Can you walk us through the storyline from the beginning of the queue to when you get off and see penguins?
Absolutely. So when you first enter the ride, you are going to enter Sea Station Antarctica. You're going to enter through some beautiful rock work, as Clint mentioned earlier on the tour. We kind of take the ice and the environment, take you inside a little bit, and then you're going to enter the actual sea station and the research facility. You're going to see plenty of theming that kind of immerses you in that environment, like you are down on one of the research bases in Antarctica. You'll then go into the loading bay, or the station, where your vehicle is waiting for you. Once you board that vehicle, you'll embark on the journey through the Antarctic landscape. You'll see the big vista of the Antarctic. As you go through there will be some fun surprises as far as the falling ice. The ice will break away from you. You're going to take a dive through the ice, around a bank turn, and then as the ice is enclosing on you through a tunnel, you'll launch out of the building and out of the cave, where you'll then make it onto the course outside. You'll go through So many really fun twists and turns around the ride. One of our biggest design criteria on this one is we wanted it to be fun and exciting for families, right? And so that may not be 200 feet in the air, tallest, fastest in the world, but we want a ride that everybody can ride. Those 42-inch kids are gonna have a ton of fun on, and they're gonna wanna get off and they're gonna wanna say, let's go again, right? So there's a lot of fun elements on here, a lot of twists and turns. One of my favorite elements is just out of view, but it's actually called the uphill flip flap. It's one of our favorite elements just because of the name. What you see behind here is actually called the jaw turn. So there's all these high banking elements, but nothing too intense, so it still maintains that fun family atmosphere and experience. Once you return to the station, you'll then exit and you'll get to see one of our most proud habitats here at SeaWorld, which is our penguin colony, and as everybody loves seeing those are definitely a key part of the experience.
One of the questions that I have banking on that is, has the habitat changed at all? Any upgrades?
It is not. You know, people love our penguin habitat. It's one of those that people always want to see whenever they visit our park. So we definitely wanted to maintain that experience for people. And so one criteria is we really wanted to make sure that that quality of that habitat stayed the same. And what we're doing is we're enhancing, we're upgrading, we're changing the way that we take you there.
Sorry, can you recap the statistics on the ride in terms of maximum height, maximum speed, track length, whatever is officially announced?
So track length is great. We have over 3,000 feet of track on this ride. We're really excited about that. It's going to be a really, really great experience. The show section is about 40 seconds, so you're really going to be in that show box. 40 seconds may not sound like a lot for a ride that is actually a very substantial amount of time, and we're very excited about that. When you leave the building for launch 1, it'll be 31 miles an hour, and then max speed will be out of longitude up and over this jaw turn right here, and that'll be a max speed of 43 miles an hour. And then, as we mentioned, the minimum rider height is 42 inches. We're really proud of that. It'll be one of the first coasters at this park that has that rider height, so we're really, really excited about that family experience that we're bringing to all of our guests.
And the peak track height?
Peak track height is 65 feet. Yep.
And what's the total length of time for the entire circuit?
It's around 3 minutes, around a 3-minute experience, give or take. We have our obviously some things, in commissioning, you speed up, slow down to make sure that we do get those elements just right, but it'll be around a 3-minute experience. Yeah.
Do you have an estimated dispatch cycle or hourly capacity?
One of those things is it's always ongoing during testing, so I don't know that we have that officially locked in right now, but it is 18 guests per train. So we are very excited about being able to put as many people on it and have them go around the ride consistently and definitely make that capacity as high as possible.
Is that the 65 height? Or
yes. Yeah. So while it's kind of not misleading, right? But when you look at our soaring curve coming out of launch 1 over there, you may go, wait, that's taller, right? Or it's higher up in the air. But as far as element-wise goes, this is the 65-foot turn. That one's up on a hill, so that's why it definitely looks a little bit taller and higher. But yeah, this the jaw turn behind us is 65 feet. Yep.
So we can't go back by the track right now, but we have all the concept art over here in this little area, and it looks really amazing. They're giving some of the stats over here. Looks like we're not really gonna have a pre-show, but there's gonna be separate entrances for if you want to just see the exhibit or just do the ride. Lots of cool stuff with this. It is a family coaster, and SeaWorld is definitely emphasizing the family aspect of the coaster. But we just show you all these renderings before, and this is amazing. Here's one more look at that track. That's where the launch is coming out of. This looks beautiful. This whole site looks really amazing. Got a little behind the scenes of Zooter Loopers over here. Go subscribe to him. No, but I love the tour today. We got some amazing views inside the ride. I guess that was the key that we exited. Really cool looking. There's kind of different entrances. We heard the stats already for the attraction, and it's gonna be really fun. It should start testing soon. I didn't notice a full train on the site. They have like a lead car. That's the same one we saw at IAAPA. It's in the maintenance barn. And overall, the theming, just what I could see from the shaping of some of the rockwork, looks insane. And that screen's gonna be beautiful. They have a long ways to go with some of that theming, but it's gonna be amazing when this does open. And yeah, I can't wait for this attraction. We're gonna try to catch test runs when it does do that. It's gonna be a little hard because of where it is in the park, but overall, it looks like such a fun ride. It's something that everyone can ride when they're here. And yeah, all the track looks really cool. This is a B&M family launch coaster. It's gonna have lap bars, so it's gonna be really neat. we're gonna head out of the site over here. It looks like we have an open door in the little glacial store, which is actually gonna stay. And then we have another look at the new gift shop they're adding. It's pretty neat though. So here's that new shop they're adding. Yeah, pretty neat. You can see some people working on the site right now. This is really cool. They're doing some of that grout in between and some of the paint and weatherproofing between the bricks. They have now closed the gate. We are done with our Penguin Trek tour. We're gonna head around the park, show you guys some updates. Over here we have a new pizza stand before we enter. We kind of showed you this on the way in, but really cool, and it's themed to the expedition area in substitution of the cafe for now. This site looks amazing for Penguin Trek. I cannot wait to ride. Journey to Atlantis was down over the weekend, but it's back open today now. So yeah, this is one of the bank turns, the final piece of track they installed. This looks amazing. And yeah, the jaw turn right above it is actually the tallest part of the ride. Here's a cool view of the coaster. This looks amazing. This gate's open, but this is where we had the Blood Beckoning house during Howl-O-Scream, and it's being deconstructed for Penguin Trek. We were just on the site. We didn't get a view from here, but we'll show you guys. You can actually see the second launch pretty well from this angle. Man, this looks really cool. That's the launch into the jaw turn, which is the highest part of the ride, and this looks amazing. Blood Beckoning is probably not going to return for Howl-O-Scream unless it returns in a new location. The gate over here, they're adding new fencing along the Sea Lion Stadium entrance, and that's the kind of plant scenery in the area we were under during the tour. And this is the whole area we were on during the tour review of where we were standing, and we have some plants on the floor over here. Lots of greenery being installed, and that's the first launch straight ahead center screen. This path by the Sea Lion Stadium will reopen soon. As you can see, we have the gates installed, but we're right next to the track. You get a really cool view from that area. And yeah, this looks crazy. You have that the pumps on the brake run, and a lot of that track that we've been seeing during construction, just a little bit different of an angle here. Over here we have the Seven Seas Food Festivals going on from Thursdays through Sundays every week. Different concerts on Saturdays and Sundays. We've been checking out the event. It's really fun. We don't have a video from this year's event on the channel by the time you're seeing this, but we have a video from last year's, and they have repeated a lot of the same food. So if you like some of that food from last year, you'll definitely want to come out and try the event. And they also have some new food options. But yeah, I've been catching up on videos on my channel, and then we have a bunch of random new videos like Epic Universe updates on the channel and just other park updates. Now, there are a few things I do want to show you around the park, so let's go check them out a little bit. So we did Mako on Monday. It says 10 minutes, looks like a walk-on. We have our camera equipment, so I don't know if we're going to do it right now, but I still want to show you guys some updates around the park. I guess Infinity Falls was just down, but they're cycling again. Yeah, some amazing Seven Seas food booths over in this area of the park, but we do have an update right over here to show you guys. So over here, the Orca Stadium is doing a big refurbishment, but in this area, we also had some more construction walls that have recently disappeared. So we have Dockside Pizza over here that opened a little over 2 months ago, and it's a huge success around the park. Everyone's been going to Dockside Pizza, but right across from Dockside Pizza, we have the new Coaster Coffee Co. Express. So just like that place in the front of the park, you get donuts, coffee, and they have Starbucks. They have it at the front of the park, and now they have it over here. Pause the menu, or the screen to look at the menu. Yeah, you can order, you can pick up. It looks really cool. We've just been hanging out talking with friends. I don't know if we're gonna ride anything tonight or not, but yeah, we've checked out most of the stuff going on around the park. I know Sesame Street's gonna have a new character doing meet and greets really soon. But yeah, we're gonna see the Passenger Lounge is open. Also, they're still doing Penguin Trek passport that shows. We already got our express pass, but if you visit 3 times before towards the end of February, you can get a free Quick Queue express pass for the new Penguin Trek ride. Here's a look at the Penguin Trek Quick Queue that we have. Like I said, we already got it a while back, so I just wanted to show you guys. Another pass holder benefit this month is that you get free Quick Queue after 3 p.m. daily until the 23rd. The Orca Stadium has some new designs right there, some decor behind the TV screen. Apparently there's new signage by the wall over there too. And because of the whole Orca Stadium renovation, you can do an underwater viewing when they have training sessions here with the orcas, or you can do it by the old the restaurant where you eat and watch the orcas. Right now they're using that pool for training sessions, and so you can view the orcas. It's really cool. We saw this a few weeks ago. We went to one of those sessions. It's amazing. I'm gonna get a ride on Icebreaker. One of my friends actually has a locker, so we're gonna get a quick ride on it. And as you can see from over here, there's more Orca Stadium stuff going on. We got new murals over here. It's really fun. We were in line for Icebreaker and the ride just went down. We're gonna film with the GoPro and we're gonna head on Pipeline because our locker is for Icebreaker. So we're gonna come back after Pipeline and pick our stuff out of the locker But first I just want to show you guys the train that's stuck on the launch as they're about to maybe evac it. We'll see. And the train is just sitting on the launch. Crazy.
Get all that line.
It got cold.
Oh, it did get cold. Oh my god. No. Oh shoot. No. Help us. Oh no.
So hard to film on, but I do.
Especially at night.
Step over the orange and blue bar. Thank
Stop.
you for riding
You stop. You stop.
Pull your phone.
What?
Stop pulling the phone out. You stop.
Wee. And my shirt's already flying out. What the hell?
We just ran from Pipeline, took 4 minutes to get over here. We had 4 minutes till park closing, we're out of breath. And then we hopped on Icebreaker and got the back row, last train of the night. POV's kind of dark, GoPro doesn't film well in the dark, but yeah, park is now closed. So yeah, we're out of breath, but we got both of those coasters done before park closing, even though Icebreaker had a delay before it reopened, and then Pipeline got in, and then we used our quick queue for pass holders this month for free on Icebreaker, so to skip some of the lines and stuff, it was great. And we're on our way out of the park. Pipeline still has riders tonight, there's a long line, but we are now heading out of the park. We got to use some of our pass holder benefits today, like the quick queue, and we got to check up on Penguin Trek today. And also, you know, we just covered some updates around the park, and we were here Monday, but we did not film a vlog, so we posted a whole thing on Twitter, so make sure you're staying tuned to my social media pages. Today is not an event day for Seven Seas Food Festival, but Thursday through Sundays we have the Seven Seas Food Festival going on. And SeaWorld's also getting ready for their St. Patrick's Day Festival as well. Here's the sign for the St. Patrick's Day Festival, March 7th through 10th and 14th through 17th, and it does coincide with the Seven Seas Food Festival. So it is a part of it. So we're now heading out of the park, and by the front entrance over here, we have a Pipeline sign to upgrade your annual pass. We should upgrade this to Penguin Trek because Penguin Trek is gonna be an amazing ride. Everyone's sleeping on it this year. And you guys definitely gotta be a pass holder so you get those early ride previews. We did that with Pipeline last year, rode it 36 times in one day. And we also did a hard hat tour last year for Pipeline. That's up on the channel, so if you wanna watch that, go ahead. But yeah, we're posting updates, new ones on the channel and some old ones because we are behind on uploading. I have been posting some videos right away, so this one will be posted right away. And my Epic Universe updates have been posted right away as well. So if you're into all that construction updates, we have it on the channel. Some of my old videos last year from like pipeline testing, Mardi Gras, all that is being uploaded as we catch up. And I've been going through videos really quick, so I'm about to post 10 today as I'm filming this video. So definitely subscribe so you don't miss out on videos. And in the description, be sure to follow my social media pages, because we did a whole thread on Twitter of my last visit here, and we posted my stories and everything when we're at the parks. So if you want content right away, definitely follow the social media channels. And I want to give a huge shout out and thank you to SeaWorld for inviting us out to get an early look at Penguin Trek. We'll definitely be back to catch more updates with the ride, including testing and a lot just more going on around the park. And that means we're starting to roll in with the 2025 project soon too. So you got to keep an eye out for that. So a lot going on over here at SeaWorld, and the future looks bright over here. So I can't wait to be back, show you guys some more updates. And thank you guys for watching. Check out my social media pages with the tag @EthanHerstraft on Twitter, Instagram, Threads, and TikTok, and on Instagram @FloridaThemeParkPics. And yeah, we'll see you guys in the next one.